Hey, what is up, guys? It's Blue Haired Panda here. Again, not wearing the panda hat because I don't want to. So we're gonna start off. We start this off with saying, if you have not watched the Digimon series, go and watch that first because there are spoilers in this. But today I'm gonna wait for you all to leave. If you haven't watched it, leave and go watch it. It's on Hulu and Netflix. I recommend watching the Hulu first. You gone? Good. Okay. Alright, today we will be talking about the Digimon Crests, with the exclusion of Digimon Adventure Season 2, because those crests are, that crest is not technically in the first season. We're only going to be covering the first season and nothing else. So in the first season of Digimon Adventures, the Digidestined are Tai with his partner Agumon, Matt with Gatsumon, or Gabumon, my bad, Sora with Biyomon, Mimi with Palmon, Izzy with Tintomon, Joe with Gatomon, TK with Patamon, and Kari with Gatomon. That's all 9 of the Digidestined. I will also like to mention, in future reference, there's only one more Digimon Crest. But out of those 9, there are originally 9 Digimon Crests. And those crests goes as follows. With Tai having the Crest of Courage, Matt with Friendship, Sora with Love, Mimi with Sincerity, Izzy with Knowledge, Joe with Reliability, TK with Hope, and Kari with Light. And the other Digimon Crest is the kindness. But again, not getting into that. But mostly all the Digimon Crests are from an emotional part or a trait of that Digidestined's whole entire being. It's the one trait that they stand out the most in. Matt, although he does seem like the tough guy and seems to stray away from friends, is the one who makes the most friends because he's the one with the trait with the most friends. Tai, he shows the most courage out of the whole group. And fun fact, during the time when they were transported to the digital world, which you all know what I mean, is also a time when selective other children from other places got sent to the digital world. But there was actually a good reason for why these select few were chosen for the Digimon Crest. For those who don't know, the Digimon series, as in like the episodes, the TV episodes, came later, but a movie came out first. A movie with Tai and his younger sister Kari and the whole of their crew, but Tai and his little sister were the main characters for that whole little point. And this little Digi-Egg comes out of Ty's and Kari's dad's computer. And the Digimon egg then hatches and eventually digivolves into an Agumon. We later figure out this is not the same Agumon as the partner that Tai has, but one in very similar traits. This Agumon was much bigger, while Tai's is actually much smaller. And they don't actually mention this in the entire thing, but they do mention it in Season 2 for when Myotismon breaks open the world of the digital world and the human world. They break up the barriers between that, and people can see into it. And that's how you get the Digimon Adventures Season 2. And my hair is not cooperating with me today. There we go. Sorry about that, that was my phone. But, at the time, each Digidestined saw Agumon digivolve into Greymon, fighting this, I believe it was Parrotmon. I think that was it. But it was a green Digimon, that was a bird-like, and I call it Parrotmon because it looks like a freaking parrot. And the reason why they became Digidestined is because they all saw the Digimon have a battle. Thus, in turn, this made them all legally to be Digidestined. in order to become a Digidestined within this digital part of the world, with this part of the series, you actually have to see a Digimon, or the digital world will select you for no apparent reason. If you look in the later episodes, Kin, who is one of the Digidestined in Season 2, never actually saw a Digimon. He got a Digivice provided from the digital world. The digital world will either provide you with a Digivice, so you can go to the digital world and meet your Digimon partner, or you'll see a Digimon. Again, they bring this up in Season 2. But again, going back to the crests, each crest has a different trait and different skill, but each one goes to that specific Digimon, but also goes to every other Digimon, depending on your Digidestined partner. Since Tai has Agumon, with his Digimon Crest, he can have Greymon go into Metal Greymon, Garurumon with Matt into Were Garurumon, and so forth and so forth. And I'm not going to list them out. But the two main key ones are the Hope and Light, which is TK and Kari. Now, you probably didn't know this unless you've looked it up, but both Gatomon and Patamon are vaccine-type Digimon. And I have this pulled up on my iPad here, so I can tell you word for word they are vaccine types. I just pulled a giant brain fart. I'm so sorry. But the reason why they're the main goal keys is because they're vaccine types. They can't be infected by viruses, which can happen to all the rest. So why didn't these two get to Warp Digivolve? Well, simply because Gatomon's already in champion form. Gatomon physically cannot Digivolve. Some people will argue, no, Gatomon's in her rookie form. She just never learned how to Digivolve the champion. In order to Digivolve into Angelwoman, Gatomon would have to Digivolve to her champion level, then into her ultimate, which would involve her crest. So you can see Gatomon is her champion form. Patamon is the rookie form. Yeah, rookie form. And they're both vaccine-type Digimon. This is why they both share the Digivolve name of Angemon, Angelwoman, and Mega Angemon. Later on, after they get their crests, they are able to Digivolve into their next stages, Mega Angemon and Angelwoman. And they're also able to Armor Digivolve. The reason is because they're vaccine types. Now, am I saying every vaccine type can Armor Digivolve? No. But since these two were original Digidestined, Gatomon and Patamon somehow knew, not actually known, but unknowledgeably known that they could Armor Digivolve. And that is all thanks to their crests. As soon as Patamon Digivolved with this Crest of Hope, and Gatomon Digivolved with the Crest of Light, their data was changed so they could Armor Digivolve. The digital world knew they were going to be successful, but they also knew the Digimon Emperor was going to happen. The reason why is by the time everyone else got their Digivice, and Melomyotismon's fight with that ended, Kent Ichijoji, or Ken for short, the Digimon Emperor, actually got a Digivice, but he thought it was for his older brother. So he didn't really think about it too much. And again, this came out of the computer, and they were kind of like, whoa, what the fuck is this? But it was the Digivice was originally for Kent and his Digimon partner Wormmon, who is not a vaccine type or a virus type. He is a data type. But like I said, I've had to go back and rewatch Season 1 2 times, and Season 2 as well, just to catch up again on the Digimon series. Now, for people who don't know, Digimon series is quite a long series, but the best part is Digimon Crests. And the reason why the Digimon Crests are so unique is because they're only within the Adventure Digidestined, or Digimon Series 1, and Season 1 and 2, is because they're only in those seasons. Now you see other Digimon with crests as well, but they have the symbol of the crest. They don't actually have the crest. Now, there's also many other types of Digimon. There's the Digimon Frontier. There's the Digimon Fusion Force. There's the, yes, I'm having to look. I'm being forced to look on everything because it's just really bad. Let's just Google Digimon series. Alright, there's Digimon. There's Digimon Tri, which is going back to the original Digidestined. And no, I have not watched that, so I'm not educated enough. Digimon seasons. Alrighty. Just go back. There are the Digimon Adventures, Digimon Fusion Force. This thing will ever actually properly load. There's Digimon Tamers, Frontier, Fusion, Data Squad, and the original series. Now, out of all these series, I'd say the most unique is the original series. Mainly because they withhold the crest, and it's actually the Digimon Digidestined having to learn how it's done. Now, I'm not saying in the other series they don't know how to do it. They just automatically know. I'm saying it was a lot harder for them back then to learn how to do it up till now. The main reason is you have to go from the very start and then forward. The reason why is because it literally took Digidestined from all over the world, put them onto the digital world in different areas of the digital world. It's only the fact of the Tokyo in Japan. I don't know if they're from Tokyo, but the Japan people were actually forced to become the Digidestined who saved the world. And I'm very sorry for stuttering. I'm making this video on the fly because I haven't uploaded one in about a week. And I figured Digimon would be a great thing to do it, especially since my friend brought up Digimon in a previous conversation we had. But if you look throughout the whole other series, you'll see the Digimon Crest symbols, but not the actual Digimon Crest themselves. And I might, in editing the video, I might add in the Digimon Crests in the link below, or a picture of the Digimon Crests within the video. I may or may not, but I'll give you the crest symbols at most. But at most, these are traits that the Digidestined have to have. But in future series, they don't have to have those traits. They just are automatically assumed to have it. Which always made me upset. Because Tai actually had to show an immense amount of courage to get Agumon to Digivolve into Warp Greymon. Matt had to show an extreme amount of friendship and compassion towards his friends, and then apologize and remake them his friends again, including his own little brother TK, into making them his friends again, so he could have Gabumon Warp Digivolve into Metal. Blanking. Metal Garurumon, which is fun to say. Metal Garurumon. But each one had to show an immense amount of that area of the crests. Sora had to show an extreme amount of love towards her enemies, as well as her friends, to get her Digimon in order to just Digivolve to the next level. Kari and TK had it easier, though, because they have the Crest of Hope and Crest of Light. Kari wasn't actually Digidestined until later on in the series. She was sick due to the incident with Greymon, which they didn't know at the time. But that you're all gonna say that that was years ago, way before. And yes, it was years ago. But she is mainly sick because of it, because the digital gate is actually breaking apart. And something happened and caused her to get sick again. And it's a similar sickness to what she had back in that movie. I'm not saying it's the same, but similar. But TK has a little bit harder than Kari, but has it easier than the rest of this whole Digidestined squad. Because he has to just show the relay of hope. Hope is actually very easy to give and persuade. I can show you an immense amount of hope by hoping that you guys will like and subscribe to my channel. That's what I can hope for. Mimi had to show a bunch of compassion or sincerity. It was what I always say it's compassion, but I always mean sincerity by accident. But she has to show sincerity to the other Digidestined, as well as to the Digimon. If she didn't like that Digimon, she had to sell that Digimon. She did not like it, which could have also ended up in being a very bad thing. It could have hurt them. It could have caused it could have caused many things. And while I scroll down, Izzy had to show knowledge. Now, for people who don't know who Izzy is, Izzy's actually adopted, and he had the knowledge that he knew he was adopted, but he was afraid to admit to it. And this is the key about Izzy's crest. And I know I'm jumping straight like that, and some people will get confused, or maybe dislike the video because of it. But it's just how I worked out the video. Izzy actually had to admit into knowing he was adopted in order for his Digi-Crest to acknowledge him. He also had to admit to having a lot of knowledge within himself. Izzy's one of the people who likes knowledge. He'd rather mind be over body and learn from the digital world instead of fighting with the digital world. And the end result, they all had to fight, and they knew they had to, but they always tried to find ways where they didn't have to. Izzy preferred his way of knowledge and trying to teach and learn from Digimon so they can create more peaceful and calm resolutions. But Izzy actually had to admit to being adopted, or had to admit to himself of being adopted, in order for his Digimon Crest to work. And we just passed Mimi and Palmon. Joe, reliability. Oh, good old reliable Joe is what they called him in the anime sometimes. The reason why they called him reliable is because Joe was always prepared. He was that nervous, like, oh my gosh, anything could happen. I've brought Band-Aids. I've brought a freaking Neosporin. I've brought allergy medicine. I've brought stuff for a cast. I've brought a cast. I've brought crutches. I've brought a wheelchair. I brought glasses. I brought my spare pair of glasses. Joe was always the reliable one. And to the point of where he would always bring what he thought everyone would need. If he thinks they're going to a cool area, he'd bring a bunch of warm stuff. But Joe had to admit his reliability was also his greatest weakness, as well as his greatest strength. Reliability is he had to rely on his partner, which is Gomamon, or Gomamon, yeah, Gomamon, my bad. I'm having a hard time pronouncing Digimon names today. And he had to rely on him and trust in him. Reliability and trust walk the same path. So not only did he have to show reliability, but he also had to show an immense amount of trust within his team. This also had to work with trust around all the others. In order to have courage, you had to have trust within yourself and trust within others to hope that you have enough courage and enough wisdom to do that. And a bunch of the traits revolve around the team and what revolves with the team. There's TK, and I'm guessing the next one's Kari. And if we scroll all the way back up, back to Sora, Sora had it the hardest. For people who don't know, Sora is in like a love triangle with Tai and Matt. And a note, I haven't watched Digimon Trey. Highly recommend you watch it if you're up to date and you haven't watched it yet. According to my friends, it's the bomb. So I recommend you watch it. But Sora had to show love for both guys. But she also had to show love for Digimon as well as others. And I mentioned that before, and I just figured, oh, it popped in my head, I better mention it now. Kari didn't actually have to show any part of the spectrum to the others. She just actually had to be there, since she's the purest out of all of them. She's the most innocent and without sin, in a way. While Gatomon is actually full of sin, but was cleansed by Kari's light. Now, people who don't know, Gatomon worked for Myotismon, who is an evil Digimon, who wanted to take over both the digital and the real world. He inevitably failed due to all the Digimon combining their crests and destroying him. But this didn't last long, as Season 2, they had to fight Myotismon again, and to Malo Myotismon. But yeah, the Digimon Crests are actually related to which spectrum you give off the most. If you give off the most courage, you're very much relatable to the Crest of Courage. Friendship, Crest of Friendship, so forth and so forth. Each crest has a relatable feature to it. The Crest of Courage, fire. The Crest of Reliability, water, love, sky. Sincerity, grass. Hope and light, hope and light. They are some kind of the same thing. Friendship, lightning. Intelligence, strength. And that was actually a really good key point. They made that one a really good one. Yeah, and that's all. Most of them. Love and all that stuff. If you're wondering on which one you relate, you can take on mini tests, or you can ask your friends which of these traits do you think you resemble the most. Obviously, you can't resemble the trait of light. That is only reserved for those without sin. And there's no one without sin within this world because we're all sinners. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you want to share this video with your friends, please do. If you want to get onto the Digimon series, I recommend Hulu and Netflix. They both have some on there. I recommend starting off with Digimon Adventures, Season 1, moving on to Season 2, and then any which order you like after that. There's no real sequence to which way you can watch them. I just highly recommend you watch the Digimon Adventures Season 1 and 2 first. Mainly because those are the original series of the adventures. And the others can be watched in any order you wish. There's no real need for you to watch them in any other order. They can be watched in any order. I've watched them in numerous amount of orders, with the exception of always watching Digimon Adventures first. Alright, so again, peace out, like, subscribe, and there'll be more Digimon videos in the future. Hopefully not as rushed and more scripted. But bye!